the NBA game last Thursday up against I don't think my feet were.
This is a duct tape dummy. It's a duct tape copy of a person. When I'm making bodysuit patterns, I only tape half. And so what I do is I reach inside and I pull the limbs through. There's only one arm because I pulled this through. And I did the same for this leg. There's only one leg. Sometimes I check and I'm like, I kind of examine the dummy and I'm like, oh, which side of this do I want to pattern? Oh well, I'm looking. Different, because like sometimes like one half of the dummy will just like look better to me. Sometimes one of the legs will look like it's not taped too well, so if I stuff it, because you have to stuff them really tight. And so a duct tape dummy is tight to your body, so when a lot of people like see like their basically an exact copy of their body as they are naked, they're just like, it's not very flattering. And it's like, yeah, but like it will be flattering when you put the fursuit on it. It's like you want to make sure your duct tape dummy is you. Like, don't understuff it just because like it doesn't look good to you like visually. Just breathe through it. Basically, that's why the duct tape dummy has to have like multiple layers of duct tape, because if you only do one layer of duct tape and then you stuff it really tightly, the tape will slide off and it explodes. It literally just explodes.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device in which suggestions or warnings about events to come are dropped or planted.
There's a piece of tape that goes this way, piece of tape that goes this way, one this way. You have to like do this crisscross pattern with the tape. It's really tempting, especially when you're doing arms, to just like wrap it like this down the arm. But what happens is that the tape will just slide like that. Once again, from the pressure, the tape will slide, and you can actually see it. Like, you'll see the little glue marks right here, and like you could see them as the tape is moving, like sliding off of each other. And once again, the duct tape dummy just explodes. That's why I usually ask people when they're commissioning me, I'm like, do you want the dummy back? Because they are a hassle to make. And it's like, sometimes I'll get a duct tape dummy and I'm like, this dummy is so good. Like, do you want this back? Because I don't cut them up when I'm making a pattern. So I'm like, I will ship it back to you. It'll be heavy, but like, I would hate to have to make a dummy like that's that good again. So right now I am stuffing this leg. And I'm squeezing it just to make sure that, like, once again, it's tight. It's not stuffed really well down here by the knee. And I stuff them with polyfilm. Some people use like newspaper, some people use fur straps. I always have a lot of polyfill around. It's very light, which makes it easier for me to move this around while I'm making a pattern. And so that is what I use. And when I'm done making the bodysuit, I just take the polyfill from outside the dummy and I use that to stuff the legs. Usually when I'm like making a Digitigrade Fursuit, I'll just put the foam pieces onto the duct tape dummy and hold on, let me actually just show you what I mean real quick. Okay, so this is the duct tape dummy, and I'll often just like, I tape pieces of foam and then I wrap that in a trash bag. Or if I have like, if I ordered fur, it usually comes in like a clear bag, I'll cut that up and like tape it over the form, fill in any like missing spaces or like round out any corners I need to with polyfill, and then use that as my pattern. And usually how I do that is I have these blocks, so blocks like this, and you could see where it's been sitting out in the sun. It was taped over, so that's where the sun didn't get it. But so I'll just like tape this to the form and like move it around, and like I usually can like, I know what I'm doing, so like I can get it like 1 or 2 tries with what I want. But this one, I was really unsure. So what I'm doing, this is a fursuit that that person already owns, and it is a, let me remove this, Plantigrade Fursuit. And so I just drew over it to try to like game plan what I'm going to do, kind of fill in the hip. So usually what I do is I just add foam up here to extend the hip, but instead I think I'm going to pull the hip down to almost the knee area and then drop the calf a little lower than I normally do. Because if I added foam up here I would want to make the thigh bigger, and I don't want to make the thigh bigger. Ignore the mess, but I'm feeling very happy with the shape so far. Like, this is the natural hip right here, and this is the foam I'm adding. You can see I basically just bring the widest part of the hip was up here, and I brought it down here closer to the knee, which would be around there. The butt is too large, so I'm gonna cut. I'm actually unsure what I'm gonna do. I'm either gonna cut some off down here, or some up here, or just tape it flatter. But you can kind of see the shape. There's a piece of there. Okay, you can kind of see the shape taking form right now. I really like the thigh shape, like this. I'm really happy with that. The butt needs to be taken in some. I don't know where I want to take it in. And the calf, I think I'm going to lower it a little. Maybe like that. This isn't as long as it appears. That's basically the top of the ankle right here, and then the foot will come out from there. Okay, this is a little goofy, but when I'm patterning a bodysuit, what I will often do is grab the fur that it's going to be covered in, at least the type. This bodysuit is going to be pink, but like this blue is a manageable size. And I will put it on, and I will like pull it and like squish it to see like the general shape. And I did not like the placement of the calf. And so I just cut where this was attached, and I reached inside because the foam is taped to the duct tape dummy, so I cut that, and I just pushed the calf down. So you can see it's not even a big difference. It just needed to be a little lower. So, because I was thinking about actually just like cutting off the top of the foam to make it the correct size, but like I want to reuse this foam piece for the next bodysuit I have to do. So I didn't want to cut it. So I just push this down. Now I have to retape this so it's the correct size, but I think I like the leg shape a lot better. Ta-da! Oh my gosh. I always try to finish patterning duct tape dummies as soon as possible, because if I don't, this can happen. He has exploded. This isn't actually like a bad break because it's along the seam that was like pre-cut, so all I really have to do is take this off, pull it together, line it up, tape it back, and stuff it, because like the lower back is loose right now. So I'm gonna do that, make sure that it only broke apart along this seam and not on the seam that's covered up right now. And then I'm going to check my patterning, take some pictures, and do a quick draw over, and then email the customer and ask if this looks good. So. I just made one of my least favorite types of mistakes because it's so silly and so easy to avoid. So I cut this piece, and as you can kind of see, I taped it to the table. This cannot lay flat. If it actually laid flat, there would be like all of this extra. Because this pattern piece, I cut it right here, and I should have cut it here. You can even see like it should have been cut right there. So now I have to decide if I want to cut this here and make it 2 pieces like that, or I can cut it here, so around here, and make this a piece and that a piece, which is probably what I'll do. Or I can actually pull it so it's flat and tape this. It's not going to be a huge amount of fabric loss, but the thing is I don't know if I lose that little bit, will there be a pucker in the hip? There might be, and I want to avoid that, so I will probably have to just add a seam there. And I could have avoided that if I had just checked when drawing this pattern and made it the seam, just push this an inch. So annoying, but I'll fix it. What I'm doing right now is I'm sewing the pockets into the bodysuit. So the way I like to do padding is I basically like to line the areas of the bodysuit that will need stuffing. So like the hips, butt, calf, thigh, and I like to add openings so that you could get to the stuffing if you need to remove it. You can kind of see this. I usually just did like an opening for this, where you would just have to make sure you didn't put your foot into it. This is the calf. But what I did this time is I added a snap so that you can keep it closed. It was a hassle because I had to hand sew that snap in, but it's nice. So when it gets attached to the bodysuit, this will be closed at the top. So it is just lined in the back, and then you'll open the snap to get inside and remove the stuffing. So that's the calf. This is the upper leg, and you can see right here, I think this is a 9-inch zipper. It's a 9-inch or a 7-inch closed end. So like the zippers people usually use for their bodysuits have an open end, so you can pull the zip all the way open and separate this completely. This is a closed end, so you can't do that. It'll be completely sewn in there. It'll be stuffed. You just wear your bodysuit. When it comes time to washing it or packing it, you just open the zipper. Whoa, it won't be like that. It'll be like this, ta-da. And you go in there and you pull out your stuffing. And then you could restuff it. And then you will just close. Oh, or will you? Close it again. So this is just my preference. You don't have to do this. Some people still do the pillow padding. Some people, I don't know. There's lots of different ways. Make fursuits how you want to. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sewing this into the body. I'm not excited about sewing this corner. I have a feeling I'm gonna miss a piece. To go back over it. Like I'm already irritated because I know that's about to happen. All right. Let's see. Did I miss it? Did I miss it? I don't think I missed it. I'm gonna go back over it just to be safe. When I'm worried about the seam, if I miss it, I mean if it slid out of alignment, if I didn't get it with my stitch, I just do a really tight zigzag. to sewn, to sewn. Look at this amazing text from my landlord. Regarding to the smell, by the way, is cat piss. Regarding to the smell, it is personal need and should be taken care of by the tenants. It may help to open the windows after moving in. Thanks. Personal, like, most people don't enjoy the smell of cat piss, I gotta say. I think I'm not going out on a limb. But anyway, I'm moving in this Saturday, so right now, I'm going to finish this bodysuit. All I have to do is, this is the middle seam that goes down the back and up the front. I have to sew this, and then I need to put a lining around the neck, and then this bodysuit is done. I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue. These are the toes for the feet that go to that bodysuit. I'm going to glue these to the base and maybe carve them, but probably not. I'm going to put that on hold. And then I'm going to start packing. I think that's it. So, packing, moving, we have about 5 days.
Does that help in terms of making either of them stronger? I would argue that the story you just laid out does not either, but I guess it helps Lashley a little bit. The idea that, like, well, I guess maybe...
you need a lot big focus with Lashley in this boss.
I think I mentioned before that this is my preferred way of doing zippers on bodysuits. The zipper is not lined, so if we can get to it, it's just sewn to the fur. So the zipper, I open it and I turn it. So like, I turn it on here and I sew it, and so then when you zip it up, whoop, it kind of pulls the fur closed. And so I will show you how I open it. On here. No fur gets stuck, so you can see right here. This is what I mean. How the zipper is sewn like that, and so then when you close it, it pulls it in. So, I just put this bodysuit on the duct tape dummy so I could check the neck opening. It looked a little too big, but I think it's actually the correct size. So, I have to line that neck, and then this bodysuit is done.